Hello, my name is Jasmine Osborne, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This will be my first YouTube video that I've ever made. And maybe last, knowing my work ethic and anxiety, but I digress. Let's get into this. The Oscar nominations are finally out. After 2 delays due to the tragedy of the LA fires, they have finally come out. I do want to clarify, I'm not mad that they got delayed. That's a good thing. I pray for anyone who is suffering from the fires. What I've seen out of there is horrible. But nonetheless, I am happy that the Oscars are finally out, and I want to just talk about them, give my opinions, and at the end, I will give a little ranking of the Best Picture nominees, and throughout, I'll talk about personal snubs that I think should have gotten nominated for specific awards instead of some movies that did get nominated. So anyways, let's get into this. So, for actor in a leading role, we got Adrien Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Colman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. For Adrien Brody, I loved The Brutalist, and Adrien Brody was amazing in The Brutalist. I thought he was fantastic. He portrayed emotion very well. He was really great at playing off of the other characters, interacting with the other characters, some of which we will talk about in a sec. They're also nominated, but everyone knows it was great. But I do want to talk about a little bit the controversy. There was a controversy around an AI program being used to help Adrien Brody's performance, quote unquote. And from my reading, that sounds like bullshit. What seems to have happened is he did his thing with the Hungarian accent, and the AI program was used in post-production to make it sound good with, the scenes, basically for audio mixing, which, is, typical post-production stuff from my knowledge. I'm not an expert, but, for me, it just seems like an overblown controversy because of the term AI. And don't get me wrong, I fucking hate AI, but people need to kind of simmer down a little bit, it seems. But, if I'm wrong, please comment telling me that I'm wrong with a source. Don't just tell me you're fucking wrong. You gotta actually give me evidence, tell me an article or something. But anyways, regardless of the controversies, I do think that Adrien Brody did a great job. I would not be mad if he won. I don't know if he's my favorite nominee, but let's talk about the rest. Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. Complete Unknown being about Bob Dylan. And I love Bob Dylan to death. I was a little iffy going into it. I didn't know if Timothy could pull it off. I personally thought he did. Yeah, shocker. I think he's the best part of the movie. What a fucking controversial opinion. But he killed it. He did a great job with the voice. He did a great job with the singing. His guitar playing, I don't know if it was synced to, backing tracks. It probably was, but he did a really good job with it. His physical performance was really good. Yeah, I would not be mad if he won for this. I don't know if it's my favorite performance from him. He was excellent in Call Me By Your Name. But I did love him in this. He did do a really good job. And yeah, I would not be mad if he won either. It's probably a tie between him and Adrien Brody for me, but let's go on. Colman Domingo for Sing Sing. Sing Sing is a really underrated movie. I don't necessarily think it's perfect, like some people seem to think, but I did really like it. It's a musical about Sing Sing Penitentiary in New York, and it does a really good job capturing the atmosphere. Specifically, it focuses on the musical theater program there, and it does a really good job capturing that. The songs are beautiful. We'll talk about one of them when we get to Best Original Song. But, Colman Domingo was fucking fantastic. He was also great. It's a great list of nominees so far. And, yeah, I also wouldn't be mad if he won. I think I would prefer the top 2, but, again, I'll stop saying that until we get to the end. But, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave. Conclave, y'all probably know, the movie about the Pope getting replaced after the previous one died. And I liked it when I first saw it. I rewatched it. I still think it's good, but it's a very predictable movie. Very just, you know what's going to happen after the first 20 minutes, except for the ending. I thought the ending was a decent little twist, but Ralph Fiennes did a great job, and it is shocking to me that he hasn't won an Oscar yet, but I think I'm chill with him not winning. It's just, compared to these other nominees, he's not doing anything too special, and I don't know. I wouldn't be angry if he won. There's not really a bad nominee here. He does deserve it, but I would rather any of the other four win. And the last of those other four is Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, the Donald Trump movie. It was not perfect, but I loved a lot about it. It was very chaotic. The pacing was great. There was some good comedy, some good little reference moments to where we are now. But it was overall a very good movie. The director, I forget his name, has made some other really great movies. I would highly recommend Holy Spider. That was a really great movie from him. Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but yeah. Overall, it could have gotten nominated for more Oscars, but acting, that's fine. Now, as for Sebastian Stan, he did great in this. Don't get me wrong. I would not be mad if he won for this. However, he had another performance in A Different Man, which was a much better movie, that should have gotten nominated, in my opinion, over this. I would have 100% picked A Different Man. He killed it in that. Like, he killed it in this, but that is easily my favorite performance from him in A Different Man. I would have loved for that to get nominated. But, hey, he got nominated for this. This is his second best performance, in my opinion. And he still did a good job. But, yeah, looking at all of these, yeah, I think Adrian Brody or Sebastian Stan. I changed my mind on Timothy. Timothy was incredible. I would not be mad if he won, but he's just playing. But his capturing Bob Dylan doesn't seem to be as hard as capturing Donald Trump, and Sebastian Stan did it pretty damn well. Ignoring politics, like, he did a great job, like, capturing Donald Trump's energy. But I think Adrian Brody's going to win it, and that would not make me mad. He crushed it. Now, we're going to move on to actor in a supporting role. The first one, Yura Borisov for Anora. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Yeah, spoilers. I hope he wins. He freaking... Anora is one of my top 5 of the year, and he, aside from the lead actress, who we will get to, is the best part of the movie. He brings such an interesting emotional depth to that character, with some great comedic moments, but the way he portrays that character, like, that's what I love about Sean Baker, the director and writer of Anora's writing. He's able to really capture, like, just none of his characters are ever clear-cut good or bad guys. Some lean towards one way, but they all have their issues, and I love stuff like that. His characters are so easy to think about and so interesting to dissect for me. I love his characters. And Yora's character of Igor in Anora is phenomenal. And yeah, I want him to win, straight up. He is my pick, and I hope he wins. I really hope he does. Next one, we're going to go for Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain. This one was getting a lot of hype, so I kind of went into it being like, I'm not really Jesse Eisenberg's last movie, When You're Finished Saving the World, was fine. Some good writing, but the directing was really stagnant. The movie was really short, too. It was very not well-paced, in my opinion, but some good scenes and great ideas. And this one, A Real Pain, was a lot better. Like, it was like the pacing of the story was a lot better. The directing was a huge improvement. Still not great, but really good job. Some better shots. But the main thing that people are talking about is Kieran Culkin's performance. He was the lead supporting actor. That's a dumb phrase, but yeah, he killed it. He did a good job. I think he did better in Succession. I still haven't watched all of Succession, but he did a great job in that. And I do think his performance is a little overhyped. Like, best of the year, come on. But he did do a great job. I wouldn't be mad if he won, but I did just say who I would prefer, and he's probably at the bottom of my list and who I'd want to win, but I'd still be fine with any of these guys winning. Especially the next one, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown. He plays Pete Seeger, and yes, it is not Norton's best performance. Yes, it is. He's not in the movie very much, and he doesn't have, like, you know, a massive standout scene or anything, like, kind of near the end. But, man, just... It's Edward Norton. Any performance he does, he usually kills, and this is no different. He did a wonderful job here, and it would be cool to see Edward Norton win an Oscar. He hasn't. I don't know how he hasn't. He's nominated 3 times. He should have won for American History X and Birdman and Primal Fear. Somehow hasn't, but, hey, not a big deal. He might win for this. I haven't seen a lot of buzz around him. Would not be mad if he won, but I do prefer some others. But, you know, it would be... on principle, it'd be cool to see him win. But next guy we're going to go to is Guy Pearce for The Brutalist. Now, this was one I was hearing about, too. Like, people were like, oh, Adrian Brody kills it, but Guy Pearce is just as good. And I do disagree. However, he still is amazing in The Brutalist. He freaking... He especially in the second half, he portrays such a freaking mildest spoiler monster of a character. He does a great job at making you hate the character he plays by the end. And I love when actors are able to do that. Really let go of their ego and just make you hate him by the end. It's great. And he does a great job at that. Yeah, no, he did a wonderful job. Again, I prefer Yura, but he would also not be a bad win. And the next one, Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. Another guy from Succession, weirdly enough. And he plays the role of Roy Cohn. And, yeah, he portrays that... talk about people you want to hate. You hate, but also feel a slight amount of sympathy for him by the end with... Jeremy, mostly because of Jeremy Strong's great performance. He really does a good job putting himself in that character. I think he does better than Sebastian Stan, honestly. They both did a great job, but I think I would prefer Jeremy Strong. But yeah, I don't have much to say. I mean, yeah, he also did a great job, but again, I prefer Yura Borisov. He truly transcended the character that he was supposed to play, and in my eyes, gave not just top 5 supporting role of the year in terms of performance, but top 5 performance of the year, regardless of gender even. Maybe top 5's a little high, but I loved him to death in that. So yeah, I want Yura to win. I could see Norton or Pierce winning, or Culkin. I do think Yura's probably the least likely to win, but I would love for him to win. We'll see what happens though. But anyways, now for actress in a leading role, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. Wicked frustrates me because it is a good adaptation of the musical, a very good one in many ways, in fact. And I really like the original musical, so I was happy about it for the most part. But just the amount of hype it's getting, and I don't know. I don't think it's that good. It's, I have other issues with it. The main issue I have with Wicked is the main issues are the directing and the cinematography, which I'm going to say it for a $180 million movie. I think it's 180. Fucking suck. They are awful. The directing and shit is garbage. I'm sorry. It is not good. And the cinematography is just as bad. The color grading is fucking horrible. It looks really bad. It's supposed to, it's Wicked. It's based off The Wizard of Oz. It's supposed to be vibrant and colorful, and it looks flat and grayer than, a Marvel movie. Not to completely dig on Marvel. Some of them do some interesting shit, but a lot of Marvel movies just look flat and gray, and Wicked does the same thing. And I don't like it. It's really bad, and that's kind of tainted every other aspect for me. Yeah, Cynthia Erivo did great, and we're going to talk about her in a second. Ariana Grande also did great, but I can't want them to win because it's in a movie that's so much more potential than it could have, but ruined itself because of the terrible directing from John M. Chu. Speaking of which, small tangent. The Wicked cast was like, oh, it's a shame that John M. Chu didn't get nominated for director. I get that you're just trying to be nice to the guy, but come on, man. He did not do a good job. If he actually got nominated for director, I would have started fucking attacking people. I'm half kidding. That would have made me angry. Yeah, that would have made me mad. But I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad that, I'm glad it didn't get cinematography. But anyway, Cynthia Erivo, while she did do a great job, I'm just not as passionate about her performance as I am some of the other ones on this list. So personally, I don't want her to win. She looks like she's got a good shot, but yeah. Anyways, she did a great job. But let's move on to Carla Sofia Gascon. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but yeah, the first of many nominations for Emilia Perez. We're going to definitely have to talk about it more, because there's 13 nominations for the fucking movie, but yeah. Wasn't very big on it. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but Carla Sofia, for starters, she did good. like, I'm not afraid to admit it. I thought she did a good performance. Like, yes, there's, obviously, we'll get into it with the next option. The Spanish speaking was not very good, but she did portray emotion very well. She did, like, I don't know, I expected her to do horribly, and I don't think she did that bad. There's not a lot to say. Like, she portrays the character kind of well, but it's not a very well-written character, so... But either way, yeah, I don't want her to win, on top of her being a piece of shit. She's been saying a lot of anti-Islam shit on the internet, which no, fuck that shit. That's messed up. She was, like, trying to make... I saw something recently, I only did a little bit of research. She was trying to start beef with the cast of I'm Still Here, the other big foreign movie that's up for some nominations, and, like, they're not doing anything. Like, she was trying to say that they were like trashing Emilia Perez and saying it shouldn't win when they were not doing that. They weren't saying anything like that. But, and either way, yeah, Carla Sofia, she did a good job, but I don't want to see her, even if she did a great job, I wouldn't want to see her win because she's a piece of shit. But just looking at performance, she did fine. I thought she did good. Like, she could have done a lot worse, but still, there's not a lot to talk about, just because we'll talk about the writing when we get to it, but, yeah, not great. Now, Mikey Madison for Anora. Fuck yeah, here's a good performance I can talk about. She killed it. Not just good, great, fantastic. Another one of the best of the year. She did an amazing job portraying the character of Anora, although she likes to be called Annie, so I call her that. But yeah, she did a great job portraying that role. She was, very loud, very almost annoying, but in a way that it felt right for the movie. Never annoying to the audience, annoying in universe, and I like that. I love when people are able to portray being annoying in a way that really works. And she did that in spades. This is the first real performance I've seen from her, and she just did an incredible job. I would love to see her win for this. I don't know if she's my personal pick, because next up we got Demi Moore from The Substance. Now, those who know me probably know that The Substance is my favorite movie of last year. Love that movie to death. That is everything I wanted out of a movie. Not just a horror movie, a movie. Well, again, we'll get to it more, because there's a few more nominations for it, thankfully. But, Demi Moore, best performance I've ever seen her do. Admittedly, I don't know a lot of her work, but I doubt there's anything better than this. She did a great job portraying the main character's loss of sanity throughout the movie. She does a great job with some of the physical acting when she has to act under heavy makeup. Will not spoil, but yeah, she did a wonderful job portraying the descent into madness that character and the story goes throughout the movie. And I don't know if I would prefer her or Mikey to win. Honestly. They both did incredible. They're two of my favorites of the year. There's a performance that didn't get nominated, we'll talk about in a second for supporting, but either way, they both killed it. And as for Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, unfortunately I was not able to catch that yet. It's not playing in my city until next week. What I'm thinking I'll do is after releasing this, I'll try to make a YouTube short after I see it, talking about it briefly and adding it to the discussion here, kind of. But yeah, we'll talk about I'm Still Here later. I kind of want Fernanda Torres. I would prefer Fernanda Torres winning over Carla, just based on principle, because Carla's a piece of shit, kind of. But yeah, I don't have much to say on her. Overall, yeah, please give it to Mikey Madsen or Demi Moore. Please. I don't want any of the other two winning. And I'll let you know about Fernanda Torres when I get to it. But anyways, actress in a supporting role, we got Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. She played Joan Baez, and she was the biggest shock of the movie to me. I did not expect her to do as good as she did, and she, honestly, not far behind Dylan. Not far behind Timothée Chalamet as my favorite performance in the movie. She's still my second favorite. I still prefer Timothy, but she did a great job. She did a really good job of portraying her being pissed off at Bob, because if you know anything about the real story between them, yeah, she has every right to be. And yeah, just I don't have a lot to say. She portrayed Joan very well. She did a great job. The singing was great. The guitar playing was spot on. Not that I'm an expert on guitar playing, but it looked really good. And yeah, just everything with her and every scene that she had, especially with Timothy, was fantastic to me at least. And yeah, I would not be mad with her winning. One I would be a little bit annoyed with winning is Ariana Grande for Wicked. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say she didn't do a good job. She did a very good job. She captured the character of Glinda very well. The only issue is Glinda is my least favorite part of Wicked. Like, she's not bad at all. She can be very fun, but there's also just moments where she can be very, like, a little annoying. And so, as a result, Ariana Grande is a little bit annoying. And, you know, that's just my personal issue with Wicked. And, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people say they want her to win. Want what you want, but I don't want her to win. Part of why is because back in 2019, A Star Is Born remake happened, and Lady Gaga was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and she did a better job than Ariana did in this movie, in my opinion. And I still wouldn't have given the Oscar to Lady Gaga, so I wouldn't want to give it to Ariana Grande. It wouldn't be a big deal. She still did a good job, but yeah, I just can't say much for Ariana Grande. I thought she did great. No, I thought she did really good. I'm going to retract that. She didn't do fantastic, but she did do a really good job. I see why people love her. And it wouldn't be a big deal if she won. That would be, you know. Meh. Now, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist is a fantastic one that I would really love to win. She plays the wife of Adrian Brody's character, and she, again, some great emotional beats. The way that she clashes with the characters is great. There's a scene in the end where her and Guy Pearce interact. Not going to spoil what happens, but it's the best scene in the movie, in my opinion. They both do an incredible job. Especially, she does a great job with the physical performance, because her character does have a disability in the movie, which I'm not going to get into, because I'd rather you watch it for yourself. Please watch all the movies I'm talking about and form your own opinions. But, yeah, I would absolutely love for her to win for the physical performance alone, ignoring the vocal performance. Everything, her range, her accent is great. Everything is on point, and she just, yeah, again, I would just love for her to win. She's probably my personal favorite and my personal pick. One who's not my pick is Isabella Rossellini for Conclave. Like I said, Conclave, not really into it that much. Still a good movie, but really not my thing, 100%. But Isabella Rossellini, she did a great job. She has the few like small little comedic moments in the movie, and they work really well with her. She did a really good job. She has some good, like with some good emotional moments and stuff. But like I don't know, she wasn't in the movie too much. Her character didn't like jump out at me as like phenomenally written. None of the characters in that movie do, except for the person who ends up becoming the new pope. He actually has some really interesting dynamics and a really interesting twist with him near the end. But yeah, she did a good job. I would not be mad if she won, but she really was not my personal pick. And now we got Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. And like with every nomination here, there's a bit of controversy. Every Emilia Perez nomination is steeped in controversy, because a lot of people think the movie is ass. I personally think it's just bad, not ass, but we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, Zoe Saldana, she was my favorite part of the movie. She actually did a really good job in a lot of ways. Like, again, the Spanish speaking is off, but her physical performance is great. Like, the dancing in the movie is probably the best part. The choreography is actually really good. And, you know, she does a good job with some of that. But, yeah, just, you know, she did really good. Like, I think she is the one thing in Emilia Perez that I would be fine with winning an Oscar. Like, if she won an Oscar for this, that wouldn't be a big deal. A lot of people are bringing up who she is as a person, and yeah, I don't want her to win off of who she is as a person, but I can't choose what the Academy wants. I don't want her or Carla or some of the other bad people on this list who I might mention. I don't know if there's a lot of like straight up assholes, but yeah, just, you know, she is a piece of shit. I just learned that she did a biopic about Nina Simone where she did blackface for it, which, holy shit, I did not know this. And I love Nina Simone, so I'm probably never going to watch that movie. But, yeah, I don't know. She did a really good job. I would not be angry if she won, but she, again, definitely not my pick. Felicity Jones is my pick, my prediction. I'm hoping she wins. But either way, let's move on. Actually, no, let's not real quick. I almost forgot. Fuck Zoe Saldana. Fuck Ariana Grande. Fuck Isabel Rossellini. Fuck everyone who isn't Felicity Jones, because Margaret Qualley for The Substance should have been nominated. She was my favorite part of the movie, probably, and I really wish she got nominated. She was just as incredible as Demi Moore, if not more so. She should have gotten a nomination. Absolutely. But, and also, I mean, there's other movies like who is the secondary lead in Love Lies Bleeding? Kristen Stewart was the lead actress, and she should have gotten nominated, but yeah, the secondary lead in Love Lies Bleeding also did a wonderful job. She should have gotten nominated. Love Lies Bleeding got nothing. That's one of my favorite movies of the year. I might make a favorite movies of the year video, so I might talk about it, but either way. For the current nominees, this is the weakest of the acting category for me, you know. Still some good stuff with Monica and Felicity, but yeah, overall kind of weak for the acting in this. But anyway, we'll move on to Best Animated Feature Film. The first one, we got Flow, a Latvian animated movie about animals, specifically a cat, exploring a post-apocalyptic world. And I love it. It's not my favorite of the year. There's a few more. This has been a fucking wonderful year for animated movies. A great year for animated movies. And this is an 8 out of 10 for me. And the fact that it's not even in my top, it might be number 5, animated movies of the year, that shows how good it is. Because usually animated movies released aren't too great, in my opinion. But they've been getting better and better as the years have gone on through the past few years. But either way, Flow, great movie. Only one that's really got a shot outside of The Wild Robot, because it's the only one with only other one with more than one nomination. And I would not be mad if it won. That would be a great win, in my opinion. A foreign animated movie winning, that'd be sick. Granted, there's other foreign movies that we'll talk about in a second that should have gotten a nomination. This one got lucky that it didn't have dialogue, so the Academy didn't have to be like, no, they're not English, no. Because it seems like they really don't like nominating that many foreign films. But either way, Flow is a great movie. Please watch it. Would highly recommend it. And would not be mad if it won. What I would be mad if it won, Inside Out 2. If this movie wins, I'm going to be fucking pissed. I didn't even dislike this movie. This is a good movie, in my opinion. A lot better than the first. However, I didn't like the first one, so that doesn't mean I think that this one is great. I think that the emotions are developed, the actual emotions, the characters of the emotions are developed a lot better. The new ones, anxiety, envy, ennui are great. I don't like embarrassment. I know a lot of people love embarrassment. I don't. He was the most annoying part of the movie for me. I didn't really like him. It wasn't horrible, but yeah, no. The new emotions are great. Riley as a character is developed more, and it's a lot better than the first one. Still don't think it's that good. Like, when I first watched it, I probably would have given it like a decent, maybe even a high 7. Now I'd give it like a low 7, high 6. It's still good, but I don't know. Like, near the end, I just kind of wanted it to wrap up. And the Inside Out universe just has so many plot holes with, like, the amount of, like, there is a lot of creative stuff in that movie. That's what everyone says. The movie's so creative. And it is. But I just, because of that, they ignore so many plot holes that just end up ruining the movie. It's not as bad as it is in the first one. And it doesn't, okay, ruining the movie is a bit harsh, but it annoys me when there's so many plot holes in a movie, especially in one of this size, because, like, you have so much money, just take a little bit more time to pass over your plot. And ignoring plot holes, I mean, the story still drags out. The music is, it's... the Inside Out music is really good, but I just feel like it kind of overstays its welcome after a while. The voice acting, it ranges from passable to really good. And, yeah, I don't know, it was good, but I just don't want a Pixar movie to win. Pixar has already won so much. They don't need to win this one, especially when we got the next one, Memoir of a Snail. This is the best one of the nominees, by far, in my opinion. This was one of the top 10 movies of the year. This is an incredible movie. it's my third favorite animated movie. Again, we'll talk about that at the end of this section. It is extremely depressing. It's an extremely depressing movie, but there's always a little bit of hope there. It doesn't become torture porn, which is what everyone's been saying. They're in awe of how this movie doesn't become torture porn because it is able to have enough levity throughout the movie, but especially near the end, that keeps it from going to that depressing of a level. And I love depressing movies, but I also love movies that earn a happy ending. It takes a lot for me to feel like a happy ending is earned in a movie, and in this one it really is. And the characters are so well developed. The voice acting is freaking phenomenal from Sarah Snook. Who is the kid? Finn Wolfhard, I believe, was voiced the brother in this. He did a great job. Nick Cave, musician Nick Cave, has a role in this, and he does a great job. Small role, but still does a great job. Yeah, every character is super well voiced, well developed. The music is fantastic. The animation is stop motion style. It's incredible. It should have been nominated for so more than just animated feature. It was so well done. Visual effects, come on, man. But anyways, it was an excellent movie. I don't want to spoil it, which is why I'm not elaborating too much. It's great. I would highly recommend it. And yeah, this is the one I want to win. It's not going to, probably, but I would not be mad if it did. Now, for Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. I enjoy the Wallace and Gromit films. I really do. They're a ton of fun. Like, I'm not going to sit here and talk like they're, the masterpieces, but they're just so much fun. They're well animated, well-paced little... They're not just comedy, but the comedy is always the best part. And yeah, just... This especially, they bring back what's the penguin's name? I forget his name, but they bring him back, and he's as fun as ever. The silent comedy between him and Gromit is great, and Wallace is such an entertaining main character. Yeah, just Wallace and Gromit is just such a fun but very well crafted franchise. Every Aardman film is. Please watch Pirates Band of Misfits. That's my personal favorite. I love that movie. But yeah, the animation is great. The movie itself is great. The music's great. Everything's just great about it. It's not like, anything above like an 8 out of 10, but it's just a well-paced, fun adventure that, yeah, it's just great to see a bunch of good animated movies in a year. And another good one, but one that I do have issues with, especially with the praise it's been getting personally. The final one, The Wild Robot. This is the one that everyone's saying. Best animated movie of the year. Holy heck. It's incredible. This is DreamWorks' best movie. I disagree. I disagree pretty heavily, in fact. There's a good few DreamWorks movies I like more. And there's a good few animated movies that I like more this year. And yeah, The Wild Robot was good. The first 30 minutes... the first 40 minutes, I kind of wanted to turn the movie off. I did not like that the animals talked. I feel like the story would have been a lot better if no one except the robot, maybe I would have made the robot silent. Nothing they said really added to anything. Their dialogue was kind of just generic kids movie stuff, whether we were talking about generic kids comedy or dramatic dialogue. I never felt hooked by any of the characters. Except for the lead, the robot, Roz. Why am I blanking? Lupita Nyong'o. She does a great job voicing Roz. She does an incredible job. That would have been, yeah. If they nominated voice performances for actors in the acting categories, they should have nominated her. She did a great job. But they don't, but she still did great. But she's the only one that I think does great. The others, the duck character, I didn't like. I just didn't really like that. The movie picks up near the end with some fun action. The animation is great. The music, original score-wise, is really good. The original song that we'll talk about, that a lot of people think should have gotten nominated, I thought it was really bad, just really bad and generic. But yeah, overall, this one has a few more nominations. I believe it's got score and sound design, and I'm sorry, I don't want it to win either of those. There's better scores, there's better sound design, and I just don't think this is the best animated movie of the year. This is a good one, but it's not that far above Inside Out 2 in my mind. Like, it's just another kind of generic mainstream kids movie. But it's a good one. It's above average. I'll say that. It's a bit above average, especially with the ending. The final 30 minutes are honestly great. But, man, I just want them to nominate movies that are not just for kids. And they dip their toes in that a little bit with Memoir of a Snail and Flo. Well, kind of Flo. But what they should have done is axe Inside Out 2 and The Wild Robot and nominate Look Back and Mars Express. Those are my two favorite animated movies of the year. The two that I alluded to that are better than Memoir of a Snail. Those are incredible. Mars Express especially. It takes a little bit for me to give a movie a 10 out of 10. Mars Express is a 10 out of 10. Please watch it. It's a French animated sci-fi film. Think Blade Runner mixed with Chinatown, kind of. It was incredible. It is everything I want out of an animated movie. And I would highly, highly recommend it. Please watch it. It's only like 86 minutes. And Look Back is also great. It's about a artist who's just trying to create art in the modern world. There's a lot more to it than that, but I don't want to spoil for those who haven't watched it. And it's also amazing. It's only an hour long. Please watch it. It takes no time out of your day. It's super short, but every second is utilized well. It doesn't drag at all. It doesn't feel too fast at all. That it was just such a well-developed, well-done film. The expressions, the animation on that is some of the best I've ever seen in Japanese animation or animation in general. It is incredible. Those two should have been nominated. I know that you can't knock all of them out, but if you knocked Inside Out 2 and put Look Back, because people love Look Back, that's the highest rated animated movie on Letterboxd of last year. And I think they should have done it, but either way, that didn't happen. But overall, this is a good crop of nominees, better than a lot for the animated feature category, better than pretty much any set of nominees ever, honestly. Because there's always one massive dud. None of these are duds. These are all good. But I give it to Flo or Memoir of a Snail or Wallace and Gromit. I'd rather not go to Wild Robot, and it better not go to Inside Out 2. Yeah, it's a good Pixar movie, but it's still a Pixar movie. I don't want to see that movie. I don't want to see that movie win, personally. I'm sorry. I've had enough of Disney sweeping. I'm going to skip short film because I unfortunately haven't watched a lot of them. Sorry. I like the title Yuck. Just called Yuck. That could be fun. I might watch that. Cinematography. The Brutalist. Incredibly well shot. Holy hell. The opening sequence of that movie alone is Oscar worthy, and that's not even the best sequence of the movie. Like the shots of them building the buildings, because the lead character is an architect, is great. There's great close-up shots. They never just do boring generic reverse shot crap. They always do some interesting things with the camera. The shots of the scenery, of the mountains they show, are wonderful. I would not be unhappy with this winning. And another one I wouldn't be unhappy with winning is Dune Part 2. I'm not as big on the Dune movies as a lot of people are. They're really good. They're great. But I just don't think they quite capture the spirit of the book. I don't completely blame them, because the book, like most people say, hard to adapt into a movie. David Lynch tried it. May he rest in peace. He tried it in the 80s, and that's easily his worst movie. I love it. It's hilarious, but that is easily his worst movie. But Denis Villeneuve does a great job crafting Dune Part... even if, from my issues with the story, these movies are very cinematic. They are very well done from a production perspective. I got my issues, but cinematography-wise, hell yeah. That would not be a bad win. I prefer The Brutalist and another movie we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, Dune Part 2 would not be mad. Emilia Perez, no. I can't give it a win for this. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying. People are pointing out that one kind of infamous shot down the hallway where they also have the Sex Change Operation song, which, not going to get into that. And yeah, that's shot pretty poorly, but some of the dancing scenes, there's some really good color, some good sweeping shots for the choreography. Like, it is not horrible. It's not great. It's, like, right in between bad and good. Like, there's enough good and enough bad for me. I think it's eh. I don't want it winning. I do not, but who knows? It might. I hope not. Maria, haven't seen, unfortunately. I've heard it's not very good, so I don't know. We'll see. Nosferatu, please. Please, Nosferatu. This is one of those movies I alluded to earlier that got kind of snubbed. Should have gotten a Best Picture nomination, in my opinion. Should have gotten Best Director. No acting nominations. Bill Skarsgård did not get nominated for Count Orlok. He freaking destroyed. Like, everyone I've taken to that movie. My dad, my friend Mercy, my friend Calabai, they all loved it. And they're very, very different people when it comes to how they enjoy movies. Like, Calabai's not much of a movie guy, and he really loved Count Orlok. He quotes his voice very constantly. It's very funny. Sorry. But, yeah, no, Nosferatu should win. It was super. There are so many shots burned into my brain. There's a specific shot on a pathway with a man on, like, a crossroads that has, with snow in the background, that has burned its way into my brain. I love it. And every shot with fire is incredible. There's so many scenes with fire, just lighting up the frame, which is amazing. And yeah, no, I that's the one I personally want to win. The Brutalist is a close second. Dune Part 2 close third. I haven't seen Maria and Emilia Perez should not win. Emilia Perez was not very good. For costume design, we got A Complete Unknown. It was really good, but I mean, you know, it's pretty generic 60s looking. I mean, I wasn't, like, blown away. I mean, they all look accurate to, like, how they looked in the past, but I mean, you know, it's just, that's not, I don't know, it wasn't that mind-blowing to me. It was very good, it was very well done, but, you know, obviously there's better in this. Conclave did a good job matching the, like, aesthetic of, like, all the Catholic robes and stuff. Like, every character, the costumes did look great. Would not be mad if that won. It was good, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm just not enthusiastic for Conclave, so I don't really want to see it win. I don't think the costume design was anything, like, super incredible. Like, yeah, I don't know. Gladiator 2, yeah, it was good. It was as good as the original Gladiator. I'm not super big on the original Gladiator, so yeah, again, just I don't care that much. So yeah, I don't know. Gladiator 2, it was a good movie. I've seen some people being like, why wasn't it nominated for more? No, why? It's not that good. Ridley Scott's been getting nominated a lot for movies he quite frankly doesn't deserve it. And this one only getting one kind of made me happy. I'm glad it didn't get nominated for a lot. And some people were saying Best Picture nomination. Oh, Lord, if this got Best Picture nomination, I would not be happy. But, either way, sorry for dragging. Good costume design, but, you know, again, I just don't feel much for the movie. Movie I do feel for, like I said, Nosferatu. Love that movie, and the costume designs are immaculate. The costumes are great. Holy hell, they should have given it to. They should give it to this. They definitely should. Count Orlok is incredible. The vibe they capture for the 1830s, I believe. Every costume is so well done. Like, it is the. We'll talk about makeup in a second, but oh my lord, everything about the design of those characters is wonderful. I would love for this to win. And Wicked, yeah, does a good job adapting. Like, in fact, it does a great job adapting. The costumes are ripped straight out of the musical. It does a great job. This is probably my favorite Wicked nomination. This would not be a bad win. I prefer Nosferatu, but this would be a good win for Wicked. I can't lie. Now for directing. Anora, Sean Baker, hell yes. Anora was amazing, like I've been saying. Sean Baker is a director I really love. He's probably one of my favorite directors working today. The Florida Project is a wonderful movie. Red Rocket is really great. Tangerine. He's just made so many great movies. I haven't seen Starlet yet. I still need to watch Starlet. I've heard that's great. But Anora is my favorite film of his, I think, and his directing is superb. His directing, he uses the camera so well, especially in the club scenes, the party scenes. Like, everything is just so well done with the way that he shoots these characters. And the way that, and every actor is doing incredible at what they're doing. And yeah, no, he's just in my eyes, a master of his craft, and I would really want him to win. Another thing I could say that for, Brady Corbet for The Brutalist. Hell yeah, I knew he had potential. His first movie, I keep forgetting the name of it, but his first movie had a lot of potential. He directed scenes very well, but the script wasn't there. It's just the script was not there. So with this, he was finally able to execute an incredible movie. And that's what The Brutalist is. I think The Brutalist is incredible, incredibly well directed. Again, like I said, the scenes of like the building of the monument, for lack of spoilers, that he's trying to build is incredible. Just super well shot. Every actor, again, well directed as hell. He killed it. I would love for him to win for this. And he's not just a director. Please check out, if you can handle disturbing as hell movies, please check out Funny Games 2007. He gives one of my favorite performances of all time in that movie. It's disturbing, but I would highly recommend it to people who like disturbing movies. But either way, yeah, Brutalist, would not be mad if you won. A Complete Unknown, James Mangold. I loved this movie. I really did enjoy it. I don't think I would have if it wasn't about Bob Dylan. If I didn't know who Bob Dylan was, I don't think I'd enjoy it as much. And yeah, like, it's kind of more of a guilty pleasure for me. Like, yeah, I really loved it, but I can acknowledge it's not that good. It's still really good in my opinion, but yeah, the directing, no. It was pretty standardly directed. Like, the musical scenes, there was some good directing there, but yeah, I can't really say I want this one to win. No, I don't, actually. Like, Nosferatu would have been a better one. Yorgos Lanthimos for Kinds of Kindness would have been a better nomination. People talking about this. Challengers didn't get a single nomination. And Luca Guadagnino directed 2 movies this year, Challengers and Queer, both of which deserved a nomination, but he didn't get a nomination. And none of his movies got a nomination, which really sucks, but what are you going to do? Emilia Perez. Now, look, I know people hate this movie, and I don't like it. However, I can't lie, there was a little bit of happiness in me seeing Jacques Audiard get nominated. I love this guy. Rust and Bone is a great movie. Paris 13th District's great. Sisters Brothers is fantastic. That's one of the most underrated movies of the 2010s. Please watch it. It's got John C. Reilly, it's got Jake Gyllenhaal, it's got Joaquin Phoenix. Please watch it. It's a great movie. So yeah, I'm happy with him getting a nomination, but not for this movie. This is easily my least favorite from him. It just... There's some scenes of good direction, but, like, it's not consistent. There's so many scenes where the camera is just boring. There's some boring tracking shots. Like, tracking shots can be fun, but when you just do them, like, briefly, they don't really hold an impact to me. They have an impact to me. And there's a lot of reverse shot crap, and yeah, I don't know. It was very boringly directed for the most part, with some great touches in the dancing scenes, and yeah, I just don't want him to win for this movie. Emilia Perez just really wasn't that good. I would not want him to win for this. But, anyways, final directing nominee, The Substance, Corley Farjat. I think I pronounced that right. Please win. Love Sean Baker, Brady Corbet. I would love for them to win as well. I want Corley to win. She did such an incredible job creating this interesting world and all these characters. This is more about screenplay, but I want her to win everything for this. She deserves it. I learned recently that she was apparently originally supposed to direct Marvel's Black Widow movie, but she dropped out in order to work on The Substance. Best choice anyone has ever made in the history of human race. If she worked on Black Widow and wasn't able to make this, that would be a net negative for humanity, in my opinion. The Substance is one of the greatest movies of the decade, maybe of all time, in my opinion. I love that movie to death. And yeah, direction, incredible. Everything with the scenery and everything is so well done. Every shot in the apartment is great. Every shot with the final character is wonderfully well done. Yeah. Please give it to Corley. She did an incredible job. Documentary feature film. I've only seen one of these movies, and that is Black Box Diaries. Would highly recommend it. It's a Japanese documentary of a woman trying to get justice for her own sexual assault. As you can tell, yeah, pretty fucked up and depressing subject matter. Because it is fucked up and depressing in real life. And she does a great job, like, not just telling the story, but also just framing the movie. The shots are great. The music is sparsely used and really well done. Yeah, she just does a great... I don't remember the girl's name, but she does a great job just making everything... Not just telling her story, but also presenting it in a way that actually makes for a well-crafted documentary. Because, like, I can respect the emotions of certain things, but I also want it to be a well-crafted movie. Like, I would rather... Like, just because something is emotional doesn't make it good to me, and this is a prime example of emotion and talent making for a great documentary. And yeah, it really shows how corrupt the Japanese police system can be and investigations. It's messed up, and yeah, I would highly recommend it. Please watch it. Haven't seen any of these other ones. However, the best one of the year, my favorite documentary of the year, I would highly recommend Sperm World by Joshua Oppenheim. Wait, was that him? Who? No, that was a different one. But either way, incredible documentary on sperm donation outside of the legal channels. Incredibly well filmed. It's filmed like a real movie. Like, it is filmed like a narrative feature. It's incredibly well done, and the music is amazing. Yeah, not going to go too much into it. Please watch Sperm World. I would highly recommend it if you like documentaries. I haven't seen the rest of these, so I'm not going to speak on them. Documentary short film, sorry, haven't watched them. Film editing. Honora, great editing. This has been going on for a while, so I'm gonna try and speed these up near the end. Honora's editing was great. Everything was cut together really well, just really seamless and lovely long takes. One near the end through a club with there's a DMX song playing in the background. Where the Hood At, and that is one of my favorite sequences of the year from any movie. Yeah, would love to see Sean win for editing as well. Please give him an Oscar. I would love to call him Oscar Award winner Sean Baker. The Brutalist, again, great editing. Everything is just cut so seamlessly. Again, more lovely tracking shots. Yeah, there's a specific one on a hill where he's talking to a Guy Pearce's son's character. The character who plays Guy Pearce's character's son. The actor who plays Guy Pearce's character's son. Yeah. That's just shot together and edited together so well. Yeah. I'm not an editing master, so I'm not having the most eloquent speech to talk about this, but again, I thought the editing was great. Conclave, boring. Cookie cutter. Blockbuster editing. It's just the editing you would expect in a movie. Long shot, reverse shot, next scene. Long shot, reverse shot, next scene. This is the most boring thing to me. There's nothing that really screams incredible editing. So, yeah, no. Emilia Perez, fine. Again, just boring editing. Nothing really special about that at all. And again, for Wicked, these are just three... Actually, no, Wicked I can call poorly edited. There's a bit too many cuts in some scenes. And a little too few cuts in other scenes. I did not think that movie was well edited, honestly. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but I would not call that a well edited movie. I don't get why this is nominated, personally, but overall, any of the first two, none of the other three, yeah, I don't have the speech to... I love editing, but I just don't have the speech to elaborate on it as well as other people would. Maybe one day I'll make I'll show Calabai some of these movies. He knows a lot about editing. Maybe I could have him talk about it. But anyways, we will move on to international feature film. Brazil, I'm Still Here. Haven't seen it yet. Looking forward to it. Denmark, The Girl with the Needle. Haven't seen it yet. Doesn't look particularly good, but we'll see. France, Emilia Perez. Okay, to give my full thoughts on the movie and just a brief little summation, I thought the movie was kind of bad. When I first watched it, I enjoyed it. But on the second watch, I realized that, like I said, I like the director's other films, but his statement of, we don't need to research Mexican culture in order to make this movie. If you're making a movie set in a specific place at a specific time, you gotta research the culture, dumbass. I'm sorry. Like, you gotta research what things were like. Like, imagine if Brady Corbett just came out and was like, oh yeah, we didn't need to research what happened in the Holocaust or what was happening in 1940s and 50s America for the brutalists. We just needed to, make the movie. No, you need to research stuff, and yeah. Now I'm going to say this, as a lot of y'all know, but whoever doesn't know, I'm transgender, and the main character of this is a transgender woman. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like how she's portrayed. It's better than most movies. It's better than a lot of big movies. Like, it could have been a lot worse, but I still didn't think it was particularly good. Like, yeah, it was not well done at all. And especially, oh my lord, the way they portray it, I'm sorry, I have to bring up that song again. Man to woman, or woman to man to woman, penis to vagina. That song is horrible. I'm sorry. And it makes me ashamed of being trans. I'm kidding. But that song was really bad. And I don't think her being trans was handled particularly well, but wasn't handled particularly poorly. It could have been a lot worse, but I wish... Like, the Academy is like thinks they're so progressive for nominating a trans story. When I saw the TV Glow released... And most people can agree, like, yeah, that's, like, one of the great... Like, that's an incredible film about trans identity, and it really is. I'm not as in love with it as other people. I still think it's a great movie. I don't think I put it in my top 10, but it's a great, excellent movie that... Yeah, that's a better trans story. I wish that got nominations. It didn't, unfortunately, but, yeah. Either way, Emilia Perez, just not a good movie, in my eyes. It's not horrible. I don't think it's the worst Best Picture nominee in Academy history. That's a little dumb, but I would rather... I do think it was pretty not great. Germany, See the Sacred Fig. That was a really good movie. I need to rewatch it. The ending really didn't work for me, but I think maybe on a second watch it could, but... Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. I would highly recommend it, though. Very good movie. Latvia for Flo, like I already said, great movie. That's my personal favorite one here. Yeah, I would love for it to win. It's not going to because it's not nominated for Best Picture. But for the first time in Academy history, we have 2 foreign films nominated for Best Picture in this, with them being Emilia Perez and I'm Still Here. And that could be interesting. Now we actually don't know which one will instantly win. I would like for Latvia to win, but we'll see what happens. Makeup and hairstyling, A Different Man. This is the only nomination that A Different Man got for some reason. It should have gotten more, but a great one. The makeup is fantastic. It's amazing. It's incredible. It looks so freaking wonderful on Sebastian Stan's character, and yeah, give it to this. I would not be mad. Just there's other competition, but this would not be a bad win at all. Emilia Perez, fine. Nothing special in my eyes. It was okay. It was a musical. Bleh. Nosferatu. I would also love this to win. The makeup on Count Orlok alone is amazing. It's amazing. It's so good. It is wonderful. And there's other great moments, like, not just on Count Orlok, but yeah, no, the makeup, fantastic. Give it to this as well. Give it to this, A Different Man, or... In my eyes, the one that should win, the substance, the makeup is some of the best I've ever seen in any movie. Like, genuinely, there's some incredibly well done. And it's a horror movie. This is much less gore makeup. That's just fantastic. I love it to death. Please give it to this. Please give it to the substance. I would love that to hell and back. Wicked. Wow, they made her green. I'm so impressed. I don't know. It was good, but Yeah, no shit. A movie with almost $200 million to spare can make a character look green and make it look good. Like, it was fine, but I don't care that much. So I really... Yeah, I don't want this winning. I want The Substance winning, or Nosferatu, or Different Man. Wicked, I do not want winning. Or Emilia Perez. Like, no. Do not give it to any of those two. Original score. This one kind of made me mad a little bit. The Brutalist. Great music. Wonderful music throughout. Music is one of, if not the most important aspect of a movie to me. If you do not have good music, or if you overuse your music, it is annoying as shit. It can become frustrating. And The Brutalist doesn't do that. It uses the music sparingly, and the music is extremely well composed and well done. So, yeah, would not be mad if this won. In fact, this should win, because then you got Conclave. Conclave is good for the most part. It is super annoying in the first 30 minutes. They keep using the same violin track that goes like... And it's just... My lord, it pissed me off. That's part of why that movie has lost favor with me, because rewatching and hearing that just annoyed me. But it was decent overall. Like, it wasn't anything super special, but near the end they do some more interesting progression stuff, some more interesting instruments and different tones that I liked. But it was, it was fine. Would not want it to win. But Emilia Perez, not overused, but also not particularly well composed. Not poorly composed, but just nothing special in my eyes. Really just kind of bleh. Just boring. Wicked, they just take life motifs from the original. I don't know how you call this original score. But, I mean, it's not just that. They add their new stuff. But, it's just, I don't know. It was good. Like, probably my second or third favorite here, but I just didn't really feel super strongly towards it. And same with The Wild Robot. Like, the music was good, but it also was a little repetitive. And, I mean, near the end it got great, but, like, it really wasn't that special. Like, it was really good, but really? These are the nominees you got? Like, Kinds of Kindness, like I mentioned earlier, had better music. Same guy who made the Poor Things score, which is probably my favorite film score of all time. Nosferatu should be here and should win. It should have won. That is the best score of the year. It is amazing music. What was I going to say? There was another one I was thinking of. Oh, A Different Man. Very minimal, but some great music. There's a scene where the like drums and trumpets are in sync with car alarms, like car horns, and it works so well in that scene. And there's other great moments of music in that movie. That's a well done movie, music wise. That was incredible music. Yeah, good few snubs. Please give it to The Brutalist. That's the best one here by far. Original song. El Mal and Mi Camino from Emilia Perez were Actually, no. Mi Camino was pretty bad. El Mal was my favorite song in the musical. The Spanish still isn't sung right. It still doesn't sound particularly great, but there is still some really... There's some great, like, the instrumentation is actually pretty good. It is catchy. It's a very catchy song. So, yeah, this would be... Again, wouldn't be super angry if this won. I don't really want it to win, but, wouldn't be super angry. And Mi Camino sucked ass. Like most songs in Emilia Perez. El Mal is the only one I kind of enjoyed. The Journey from the 688. Haven't seen the movie. The song I listened to for this, it was garbage. It was just boring. Diane Warren has been nominated for original song for the past, decade, and her music just is not very good. I don't like her. It's just very, poppy, show-offy crap, and I just am not into it, ever. Yeah, do not give it to this. Never Too Late. Elton John, Never Too Late. The, live concert he did. Hell yeah. I love Elton John. I would love for this to win. I would not be mad. He's probably still one of my personal favorite stars from the 70s and 80s, rock stars, and yeah, I would be okay with this winning. It was a really good song. But the one I want to win the most is Like a Bird from Sing Sing. Like a Bird is a beautiful little song. All the music in Sing Sing is great. I'm surprised it didn't get score. The music is great in Sing Sing. I would love for that to win. But yeah, please give it to Like a Bird. if you give it to Emilia Perez, this is one of the few that I don't care that much about. I'm going to skip past picture for now, because I want to save that for the end. Production design. I'm going to try and go more quickly. The Brutalist, great production design. It's about architecture, and they do such a fantastic job portraying that. Every building that they build is so well done, especially near the end. Like, there's a great exhibition in a museum where they show you what he's built, and it all just looks so incredible. And yeah, love the Brutalist production design. It was great. Conclave, a lot of people have dogged on this. I thought it was fine. Like, the few scenes where you see, like, wide shots of, like, what the Vatican Church looks like, it's fantastic. But you don't see a lot of that. Most of it's just hallways and bedrooms, and it's, it's well done. But I don't want this one to win. Dune Part 2, fantastic production design. Again, from a technical level, these movies are Dune is really well done. And yeah, production design looks great. They capture the atmosphere of the book really well. I love how they do that. Nosferatu, please. Either this or The Brutalist. I love Nosferatu's production design. It's so well done. The castle, like the inside of the castle of Orlok, is great. The crypt, the tomb that they go to near the end, that I will not spoil, is great. The houses all look great, like and accurate to the German homes in the 30s. Like, it was wonderful. I would love for this to win. And Wiccan's production design was good, but it was kind of nullified by the visual effects, which I thought were And so it kind of takes, and the directing. The production design's great, but the directing and the visual effects kind of mask it, so you don't think it's as great as it really is. Because it looks fantastic, but there's great sets in that movie, but it's all just ruined by the shitty filter they put over it. And yeah, I don't want it to win just off of that alone. But yeah, Brutalist, Dune, Nosferatu, hell yeah. Please, Nosferatu's my personal pick. I want that one to win. That's the one I want to win. Live action short film, sorry, I haven't seen them. I've not seen the live action short films either. Sound, A Complete Unknown. It's a music movie, of course they nominated. The sound design's really good. They capture the microphones really well. Like, the microphones, they sound like 60s microphones for the most part. There's a few moments where they didn't really sound accurate at the time, but they were few and far between. Overall, pretty good. Dune Part 2, excellent sound design. There's a moment where they're, like, firing rockets at the worms that really just was incredible from a sound design and visual effects standpoint. Would not be mad if that won. That was great. Emilia Perez, they actually do some good. There is some good sound design to that movie. I wouldn't be angry, but I don't know. It was fine. Wicked, again, fine. Like, there's some good sound design choices. Like, there's good mixing of for this and Emilia Perez, there's good mixing of the vocals throughout some of the songs. There's also some poor mixing choices, but nothing too egregious. And The Wild Robot was some really well done animated sound design. However, Mars Express, Memoir of a Snail, Look Back, Flow, Wallace and Gromit, they all have some incredible sound design and sound mixing that I think would have been better for for the other animated movies. Those would have been better than The Wild Robot. I think Flow was incredible sound design. That should have gotten here. That's some of the best sound design of the year. That should have gotten there with The Wild Robot. But yeah, give it to Dune Part 2. That's the one I want Dune Part 2 to win the most. That's a good one. Visual effects, Alien Romulus, movie. And good visual effects. I wouldn't be mad if it won. Except I don't really like the movie that much, so I don't really want it to win. A Better Man, the Robbie Williams CGI monkey movie. Yeah, Calvin and I joke about this movie a lot, and it's a very, it was a lot better than I expected. It's actually got some great musical sequences, but outside of that, I don't really care that much. But yeah, no, the CGI monkey did look great. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if it won. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of funny to see. to see this movie win over Dune Part 2, although it's probably not going to. I think Dune Part 2 is going to get it. The visuals in Dune Part 2 are fantastic. There's some iffy moments in the first Dune. In the second Dune, there's nothing. There's no negative moments for me. Every bit of visual effects was great. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, another monkey movie. Would not be mad. Like, yeah, this was a well done. The Planet of the Apes movies do a really good job of with the animation. Like, the monkeys always look fantastic. So, yeah, wouldn't that be a bad win? But I just don't care about that movie and much of the Planet of the Apes movies. And then Wicked. Wicked's visual effects were kind of dookie. At least in comparison to the rest. Like, they weren't very good. Like, it was very... just, you know, it was decent CGI, but again, it could have been a lot better. Like, no, do not give it to this. They were not good a lot of the time. Adapted screenplay. A Complete Unknown. Yeah, I liked it. A lot of people, and some hardcore Bob Dylan fans, you know, they were very iffy on it, but I thought that it was just a really well done summation of Bob Dylan's life. Obviously, you could go more in depth with like books and like a better, and like you could maybe do a movie on a specific time frame, because this covers 5 years of his life, and Bob Dylan has such an incredibly tumultuous history that you could have made a single movie for like multiple different like sequences that this movie goes through. Like his relationship with Joan Baez, his relationship with Sylvie, his relationship with Pete Seeger, Woody Guthrie. These are all covered in this movie, and you could make 2-hour movies covering each of those things I just mentioned. It's a definitely condensed story, but I like that about it. I like how condensed it is, and it doesn't feel like it's compromising too much. It feels like it knows what to keep and what to cut out for the story it's trying to tell, and does a great job overall. Would not be mad. Conclave, again, not really connected to the story. I don't really care that much. It's, again, a great ending, but that doesn't make a great story. It's a good story, but I don't know. I was not that connected with it. Amelia Perez, absolutely not. No, that was just so not very well done. I haven't read the original source material, but it was just so. No, please no. That was just so bad overall. The story, okay, not so bad, but the story itself was just so. It just really wasn't well told. I'm sorry. Nickel Boys. Nickel Boys only got 2 nominations, shockingly. I thought that with screenplay and picture, it would have gotten a director, or maybe even an actor. I know they're younger, but still. Yeah, it's about a real life penitentiary that, again, I don't remember the name of, that was not very good to the people that it held. It was a juvenile detention facility. It did not treat the juveniles very well. A lot of them in there were black people, and the movie follows 2 black kids dealing with that, and it's extremely well done, very emotional, bleak in many ways, but hopeful in many ways. It was overall a very solid movie. And I actually read the original book, and the book is great, and this movie is a great adaptation of it. I don't love Nickel Boys as much as a lot of people do, but it was a very great movie, and yeah, I would not be mad at this winning. This is a great screenplay. However, I think my favorite one here might be Sing Sing. Sing Sing was just such a great, in many ways, sweet movie that I would just really like to see win. That would be lovely. I would love for Sing Sing to win. But overall good selection of nominees. But I think I'd rather. I think it's gonna go to either A Complete Unknown or Nickel Boys. I would not be mad if it went to either of those. Sing Sing would be great, though. I would not be mad if it went to Sing Sing. That'd be awesome. Now for original screenplay. This is a stacked one. Anora, Sean Baker. Great screenplay. Incredible story. Probably my favorite screenplay of the year. The script and everything going on is just wonderful. Everything is super well paced. I love it to death. I would not be mad at this one. Brutalist, another great one. Don't love it as much as Anora, but yeah, another incredible story that really just, it immersed me so well in the time frame and everything that it was covering. It was, yeah, that was another great screenplay. A Real Pain, like I said, I wasn't too into, but Jesse Eisenberg is a better writer than director, like I said. And yeah, he writes this. This is a pretty well written movie overall. Like I was actually shocked. I really liked the characters. I liked the story. Yeah, it was really good. But you know, in comparison to some of these other ones, I'm just not as invested in it. But hey, you know, could have been worse. I also don't like the ending very much. But yeah, overall, good screenplay. Don't want it to win, but good screenplay. The only one here I don't like is September 5. September 5 is about the Olympics. Like there's like a shooting at the Olympics, and I'm sorry, it was just so boring. I checked it out like yesterday before this because I thought, I got the opportunity to, and it was just so fucking boring. I did not enjoy watching it. No, do not give it this. The screenplay was so poorly paced. Definitely not. I got nothing else to say. The Substance, I think this one's going to win. It won the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Screenplay. And yeah, so I think this one's going to win. I might prefer Anora in terms of a script, but both are fantastic. Like, both are incredible. I would not be mad if any of these two won. The Brutalist would be great. Real Pain would be fine. September 5, no, absolutely not. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Anora. You know, The Substance, I want to win pretty much everything else. But give it to Anora for this. I want Anora to win something. I want Sean Baker to walk away with an Oscar, man. That man is a legend. And now, the final award. The one that we all care for. Best Picture. Anora, fantastic. One of my favorite movies of the year. Love it to death. Hell yeah. The Brutalist, also great. I don't know if it quite makes my top 10, but it is a great movie. I think it makes my top 10. We'll see. But if I end up drafting that list. Yeah, hell yeah. I would not be mad if it won either. A Complete Unknown. I don't necessarily want it to win, but I wouldn't be too mad. It is a great... I love it. I have a lot of fun with it. Especially the theater experience. My dad, Calabi, and Mercy and I, we all went to it. We had such a fun time just watching it. Yeah, the sexual tension between Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash was wonderful in that. But anyways, Conclave, no. I've talked about it. No, I don't want Conclave winning. I do not want Conclave winning. Dune Part 2. I wouldn't be mad. It's a great movie, but I don't know. This is a Screen Best Picture to me. I could see it winning, and I could see people being happy with that, but I don't think I'd like that too much. There's just, it's a great movie, but there's so many other great movies on this that I just don't want. I don't want Dune taking the spotlight. Amelia Perez, that's my least favorite one here. I don't really want it winning. It was, yeah. I love you, Jacques. Please don't make another movie like this. Please make something else. I want you to go back to better movies, because people are saying you're a bad director now. You're not. You're a great director. Kind of an iffy guy from what I've seen, but please make some good movies again after this. I'm Still Here. Sorry, need to see it. Nickel Boys, great movie. Yeah, kind of like Dune Part 2, great movie, but I'm just not as invested in it as I am some of the other movies. Like, again, my favorite movie of the year, The Substance. It needs to be this. Not just because The Substance is my favorite movie of the year, but a horror movie, a body horror movie, winning Best Picture could spell some incredible things for the future of the Oscars. Like, Everything Everywhere All at Once was a step in the right direction, and Barbie getting a Best Picture nomination, but with The Substance, we are getting into the age of the Academy finally starting to care about movies again. We're still not quite there, but we're getting there. And Wicked, yeah, no. Good movie, but so many flaws, and it's just an adaptation of a musical that's better. I don't want it winning. So, yeah. That's every award, and for a quick ranking of the nominees, like I said, at last, well, technically last as I'm Still Here because I haven't seen it, At last, Amelia Perez. Yeah, like I said, no. Then Wicked. Then Conclave. Then this is where it gets a little hard. Then A Complete Unknown. No. Then Dune Part 2. Then A Complete Unknown. Then Nickel Boys. Then The Brutalist. Then Anora. And finally at number 1, you got The Substance. Yeah, The Substance is my favorite movie of the year. Anora is also in the top 10. The Brutalist might be in there. Yeah, screw it. I'm going to dedicate myself to making that top 10 movies of the year video. I'm going to make that. I don't know of 2024. I don't know when I'll make it, but I'll make it soon. I'm going to make that. But either way, we will see what wins for Best Picture. I'm going to predict The Brutalist or Anora. I think those two have the best shot. But I want The Substance to win. I think The Substance has a great shot at it. The Substance has a really darn good shot with the awards it got. Yeah, please give it director. Please give it makeup and hairstyling. Please give it actress. Please just give it an Oscar. That's all I really want. Just a Oscar would be wonderful. But yeah, so that's all the awards. That's my opinions. That's my thoughts and feelings on them. What I think should win. What I think should lose. What I think shouldn't have been nominated. Yeah. Overall, pretty good list. Not as good as last year's. But, you know, the movies there wasn't quite that peak. Like, last year we had Poor Things, which has become one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. No, I'm not kidding. And nothing quite reaches that, though. The Substance, I don't know, it might grow on me even more than it already has. But yeah, overall, this has been a great year for movies, and overall, a great list of nominations. Could have been better, but hey, I'm not too mad. But anyways, this has gone on a lot longer than I thought it would. Cowboy's probably very pissed at the hour-and-a-half long thing of footage he now has to edit for me. But anyways, yeah, he's right behind the camera, and he was about to turn it off. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoy it. Sorry if it's a little long. I'll try to make shorter videos. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. Tell me if there's anything you think I can improve about the content. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.